Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to just jump right into the video. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because I have a lot to cover in today's video. Today's video is all about my TTC journey, and so I wanted to share this in hopes that it will help someone else along the way of their TTC journey. If you know anything about trying to conceive, you know that it's not always as easy as everybody says, especially with different things going on in everybody's life. So everybody has their own struggles and challenges. If it's easy for you, that's awesome and great, and Lord bless you. But if it's not, then you might have some work to do. And so that was part of my journey along the way as well. So God has blessed me eternally with a wonderful baby at home now, but along the way, the TTC journey was definitely difficult. I wanted to share it with you. That way, hopefully, it can help someone in their TTC journey in general. So let's jump right in. Alright, so I'm going to be referring to my notes today because my journey was quite a long one. For me, at least, it felt really long when I was in it. And if you know anything about trying to get pregnant, you know that the second you want to be pregnant, and you don't want to be spending months trying to figure it out. So this is just my journey, and then I'm going to do a separate video later on about how I actually got pregnant, because this is just the journey that kind of led me there, but not necessarily how I specifically got pregnant, at least to my thinking, because I tried so many different things. So let's jump into what I tried. Alright, so the year is 2023, so I'll put that up here. July 1st, day 1. That was my first day trying to get pregnant. The very first thing I did was I just stopped taking my birth control pills. So I was on birth control for a different bleeding disorder from when I was a teenager, so I had spent so many years being afraid to get off of it, so I just ended up staying on it for the fear of what would happen if I got off of it. Little did I know I would have the opposite problem when I got off birth control. So instead of having the same problem that I had when I got on birth control, I had the exact opposite. So instead of having too many periods in a month, which is why I got on it in the first place, I actually had the exact opposite problem, and I had terrible pain for so many months when I got off of it. And it took me over 3 months, I believe it was closer to 4 months, to get my period back. So I got off of birth control hoping to get pregnant right away, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm in pretty good shape, I eat pretty well, or at least so I thought, and so I will have no issue getting pregnant. At least, again, that's what I thought. That's why I'm sharing it with you today. But anyway, I got off birth control, and then it took me so long to get my period back, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't having a regular period, and then therefore wasn't really ovulating. I immediately started buying, OPKs, ovulation sticks. My husband and I had been planning for this for so many years, so it wasn't something that I was just trying to jump right into right away, although I did kind of feel like that during that time, because I thought, okay, I wouldn't have any issues getting pregnant, but it's not as easy as everybody thinks if all of the factors don't line up. So the second thing that I did after coming off birth control and my period not coming back is I actually found a fertility coach online, and I worked with her over Zoom calls every single week, and that was really helpful to kind of just get me on track. It helped, it kind of didn't. So there were certain things that I wish were different about the program and certain things I really liked. Also, I'll put a price tag here on how much that cost. So that was a lot of money that I spent to try to get pregnant. During her program, she had a whole list of supplements that you would get on if you needed them. Everyone's plan was similar, but kind of more tailored specifically to what she thought you needed to be able to get pregnant for you, because everybody in the program was trying to get pregnant. And also within all the supplements, I spent money on the program itself, and then on all the supplements as well every single month, ordering from Amazon. So the next thing I tried doing that was kind of engulfed in the program was I actually started trying to eat in different ways. So trying to change my life without any kind of external factors yet, like medicine or anything like that. I tried to change the way I was eating. So I did paleo for a long time, and then after I finished what was called a 6-week paleo cleanse, I ended up kind of just staying on it because I was too afraid at that point to get off of it, for fear that maybe it would mess up something and maybe my body and my gut health wouldn't be good after that to get pregnant. So that was really difficult. So I tried different eating styles, and then I tried what I like to call as lazy paleo. If you've ever heard of lazy keto, it's kind of like my term. I coined that lazy paleo version because I ate mostly paleo, and then I ended up not eating strictly paleo anymore, but a lot of stuff was paleo. And throughout this whole year, I ended up gaining weight, losing weight, so the scale went up and down so many different times. And then I ended up with another health issue along the way. So I ended up with, and this doesn't seem to be like correlated at all with my TTC journey, but it was for me at the time because it was a big deal. So I ended up with actually like a terrible ingrown toenail. I have no idea, I think I just clipped my toenail wrong that time. But it was so bad. I went to the podiatrist for it, got medicine for it, that didn't really help. Was worried that I was gonna have to have like needles put in my toes and things like that, which was really scary. So I did everything I could to try to get that ingrown toenail to go away, and eventually it finally did. And it probably took just as long as my TTC journey for my ingrown toenail to go away. And then I was dealing with lots of stress during the journey. I was doing daily Epsom salt soaks to help my ingrown toenail go away. So if you want to know more about that, I won't talk about it in this video, but I can make a separate video on it. Just let me know in the comments below, because I hate for anyone to have to do like surgery or get anything invasive that they don't want to. So I always try to find natural ways to help with everything. So if you want to know, let me know in the comments down below. The other thing I was doing was different doctor's appointments, ovulation kits, as I already mentioned. I spent a ton of money on the Mira. If you've heard of that or been in the TTC community, you know that Mira is like ovulation predictor kit, but it's a fancier one, so it can predict a lot more than just your regular standard OPK. I felt like I needed to know my LH, FSH, progesterone, all of those things. So I ended up finding that really helpful, although it was very expensive. So I would only do that if you really feel like you're losing your nerve and can't figure out, you know, where your hormone levels are at, and you feel like that's needed in order for your TTC journey. The other thing I did was I tried meditation and tapping. You've heard of that, like the tapping solution. There's like an app, there's videos online about that. I thought that was kind of strange, but I was willing to try lots of different things to get my miracle baby. I tried different exercises like yoga for fertility during different times of the month after my period came back. So I was trying, it felt like everything. And then I was also doing daily gratitude journaling as well, daily sun exposure to be able to get natural vitamin D in addition to the vitamin D supplement that I was taking. So lots of different things that I was doing, and still nothing was happening. I mean, I had gotten my period back, but I still wasn't ovulating regularly, and I still wasn't getting pregnant. And so the next thing I did was, after even longer of waiting and having a few ovulation cycles but not having anything stick, I ended up working with a fertility dietitian on my eating, and I believe that cost anywhere from $200 to $2,500 off of the exact cost here. So that was expensive too. So I spent money on the 2 fertility coaches, the supplements, doctor's appointments, all of those things. So I probably spent as much as a person doing like the first round of IVF, just in my own like clean version of IVF, my own natural version, if I would say, of IVF. It was a lot of money, but it was so worth it. Obviously, you know, at the end of the day, when you have your baby in your arms, that it is worth all the money in the world to be able to hold your little baby. And then the last thing that I did, besides working with that fertility dietitian, that was the thing that kind of really pushed me over the edge, because that month I had one of my best cycles yet, and I'll make another video on this, on like how I actually got pregnant specifically and like the details around that. But working with her was really the key to my personal success with my journey. So I ended up working with her, and finally still getting an ovulation cycle that month, luckily, even though I was kind of skipping every other month I was ovulating. So super thankful to get an ovulation cycle that month. And that was the month that I got pregnant. I did not think that it was going to happen at all. So after 11 long months, I finally got my first positive pregnancy test ever. Along the way of my TTC journey, I did not get one positive pregnancy test until then. Hopefully this has helped you in some way today. Again, this is just my journey. This might be different than what you're going through, or maybe it's just helpful to have someone along the way who's going through the same thing that you're going through. So I really resonate with that. I always like to be able to share in the journey with someone else. But I will share another video as well on how I actually got pregnant within that TTC journey, because even though I tried all these different things, I really think that there was a specific part of my TTC journey that really kicked me over the edge and really is what helped me to get pregnant, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if some of the things that I did along the way really helped. You could say, oh, all the things that you did along the way is what led to it. Maybe, but I really think there's like a specific part that helped me get pregnant more than anything else. So if you want to see that, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully this video helped you today and was concise enough for you to be able to just kind of play on in the background when you're doing something else. That way you can utilize your time the best. If you like this video, make sure to stick around for more. I'll be having more videos on my channel. If you want kind of different types of videos, I have another channel as well called Desert Housewife that you can subscribe to that has like walking videos and things like that. But this is my main one for the moms out there and that kind of community. So I look forward to seeing you on either channel or maybe both. And I'll see you for the next video.